guys, welcome to GMAT guys concept video on percentage. And in this short video we're going to look at problems. What mistakes do students make when they are trying to solve problems from percentage? And if you're one of those who doesn't like percentage, then this is the video for you. So have you ever faced a question like this and you've been like, okay, I'm going to make a mistake in this for sure? Well, this is the kind of questions that we're going to be looking at today in this video. So in 2010, a basketball team won 30% of its 20 basketball games. In 2011, the team won. This is an easy question, but this is just to discuss two important formulae or two important things to remember that you will need to solve all percentage problems. So we're going to solve this in a bit, but let's take a look at the two things that I need you to remember from the chapter of percentage. One is that any percentage problem, like the statement, will always be, so before we even get there, a percentage is just a fraction. 20% is 20 over 100, so that means 1/5. 25% is a quarter, 1/4. 50% is half, right? So as you can see, a fraction or a percentage is always, it only makes sense when you are talking about, it is always in reference to something. So for example, a percentage, so this is the first thing that you have to remember. For percentage, the first thing that you have to remember is that it'll always follow this format. Your statement will always go A% of B is C. Whether you, like, no matter how you put it, like, it'll always boil down into this format, which means if I have to say half of the buns in the bag were eaten, it's also in this format. So it says half, which means 50% of the buns, so all the buns, total buns in the bag were eaten. So were eaten. Great. So it's always in this format, no matter which statement you look at. And if I say 20% of 500 students are going to the trip, so if you are asked how many students are going to the trip, you know how to calculate this. Now, this statement always works out in this, mathematically it converts into this. You do A over 100, of is always multiplication of B is equal to C. So out of these three units, you will always have one missing, and you'll have two numbers. Either you'll have A and C and you have to calculate B, or you'll have B and C and you'll have to calculate A, or the third one you have A and B and you want to calculate C. You can put it into this formula and like basically convert this statement format into this mathematical format and then solve the problem. For example, if I say 20% of X is 400, you can just basically convert this into that formula. 20 over 100 into X is equal to 400 and solve for X. So what will it become? It will become, okay, 100. You multiply both sides by 100 and you divide both sides by 20. So you get 400 times 100 divided by 20. This is 5. You get 2000. So 20% of 2000 is 400. Alright, makes sense. This is how you solve, and this is how you use the first building block of percentage. So you don't have to remember any fancy formulae. Just remember that all percentage statements are in this format. A% of B is C, and then you can rearrange the equation all the time to calculate whatever you need. Second thing that you will need is percentage increase. Percentage increase or percentage decrease. For example, if I go like, okay, you had $20 in your pocket today, and tomorrow, because you found a few more dollars on the street or somebody gave it to you, you have $30 in your wallet. So what is the percentage increase in this situation? Okay, the key thing here is two things. When you calculate percentage change, Okay, percentage change, or percentage change can be both increase or decrease. If the percentage change is positive, it's an increase, right? And if it is negative, it's a decrease. Great. So we've got that clear. To calculate the percentage change, you need two things. One is you need the change, and what you need is the old reference point. So one of these two numbers, 30 and 20, and this is a very common mistake. Between 20 and 30, one of them is a base reference number, the old quantity. And in this case, the old quantity is $20. The new, so old is 20, new is 30. So what's the change? The change in this example is $10, right? Plus 10, because you're going from 20 to 30. And what is the old reference? Is 20. And this is what you can use to calculate the percentage increase. Percentage change, so that there is only one formula for both percentage increase and decrease. That's why we do a formula for percentage change. It's basically the change divided by the old times 100. Because what we want to do is we want to calculate how much that change is as a fraction of the old quantity. And change is nothing but new minus old. So if your new value is lesser than the old value, then this numerator would be negative, and that would imply a decrease. So in this case, in the previous example, this is how you calculate it, and you'll get 50%. So there's a 50% increase in the amount of money you have in your wallet. And that's it. These are the two things that you need to solve all percentage problems. Let's take a look at the earlier problem that we had. In 2010, a basketball team won 30% of its 20 basketball games. So 2010 wins, how do you calculate that? 30% of 20. So that will be 6. So that means they lost 14. And then 2011, the team won 28% of its 25 basketball games. Okay, so the win would be 28% of the 25 basketball games. That's 1, 4. So they won 7. That means they lost 21. What was the percent increase from 2010 to 2011 in the number of basketball games the team won? Okay, so 2010 to 2011, which means they're asking what is the percentage increase from 6 to 7. As we discussed, the formula is this: 6 is old, 7 is the new value, so your change is 1. So percentage increase would be 1 over 6 times 100, which would be roughly around 16th to 3rd. And so C would be your answer. And that's how you have used both the concepts that we discussed in this problem, and you've solved the problem very systematically. Alright, okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care.